Have you ever paused in the pale hush of dawn and felt as if the light itself was trying to say something? Imagine that single sunbeam slicing through your window, illuminating motes of dust, dancing like tiny heralds. In that moment, God's own whisper breaks the silence. I am with you always, Matthew 28:20. What questions linger in the shadows of your own morning light? You step forward and trace that beam with your fingertips. In the warmth under your hand, you sense an echo of every prayer you've whispered into the dark. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10 carries weight you never noticed before. How often do we rush past grace when it arrives so quietly? Have you ever watched a houseplant shrivel in neglect then perk back to life after a single drop of water? That drop can carry more than moisture. It can carry hope. I give you water that never runs dry, John 4:14. God promises. What drought in your soul needs just one drop of divine kindness? Imagine the succulent's leaves unfurling, each new shoot a quiet rebellion against the famine of yesterday. You write in your journal, grace grows in unexpected soils. What barren places in your life await that same miracle? Outside your window, a sparrow flitters between branch and beam, utterly unhurried. Jesus said, "Look at the birds of the air. They neither sow nor reap, yet your heavenly Father feeds them." Matthew 6:26. When was the last time you trusted that same Father for your daily bread? Pause and listen. Do you hear the rustle of leaves or the rumble of your own worries? God's voice says, "Cast all your anxiety on me." 1 Peter 5:7. What burdens might you set down if you believed that invitation? You watch that pebble float in mid-gravity, undone by grace. In your mind, you write, "Anxiety is a yoke I no longer bear." How light might your steps become if you truly let it go? In the hallway, a dusty mirror reflects a weary face. Yet when the same light that raised the sparrow and revived the plant touches your reflection, you notice something new. You're held in a light you didn't create. I have called you by name. You are mine, Isaiah 43:1. Whose reflection do you see? You draw the mirror image into your journal, sketching that haloed reflection beside your own name. What name has God written on your heart? Before you close the book, you ask yourself, what ordinary moment today will I let become an echo of grace? And in that question lies the beginning of a new way to see every single day. Midday light splashes across your desk, illuminating a simple glass of water, clear, life-giving, unassuming. Yet in that glass, you see a reflection of God's promise. Whoever drinks the water I give will never thirst, John 4:14. When was the last time you paused to drink deeply of the peace He offers, rather than rushing to the next cup or task? You lift the glass slowly, savoring each drop as an act of worship. Imagine that one sip carrying away worry what fears might dissolve if you truly believed this living water flows freely for you. Later, you pass a cracked sidewalk. A small dandelion bursts through the concrete, defiantly yellow. Jesus says, "Consider the lilies of the field," Luke 12:27. If He clothes flowers in beauty, how much more will He cover your cracks with grace? That humble flower reminds you that life thrives in brokenness when tended by divine hands. What cracks in your own story might be invitations to bloom? In the afternoon quiet, your phone buzzes a message from someone you forgot to call back. In the text, you feel a pang of guilt. God's voice whispers, "Call them today," putting words in His mouth. What relationships have you let crack without tending them? You dial the number, heart pounding. As the line connects, you glimpse how grace works through simple obedience. who might hear God's love through your next hello. Walking past a park bench, you see an elderly stranger feeding pigeons. Their patience softens the world. Whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord, Proverbs 19:17. How could a tiny act of kindness today echo in eternity? You pause and drop a crumb in your pocket, an invitation to give without expectation. What generosity might transform your own heart as much as theirs? At twilight, a single street lamp flickers to life. Its soft glow holds back the darkness for a moment longer. I am the light of the world, John 8:12, God says. What shadows in your mind might shrink when you stand under his lamp? You look up and imagine that same light filling your thoughts. What doubts will fade when you dwell in this illumination? As darkness deepens, you hear the distant hum of a hymn drifting from a nearby window. Music can stir hope where words fall short. Sing to the Lord a new song, Psalm 96. What melody will you carry into the night? You join in softly with your breath, unspoken hymn. How often do you forget that your very life can be a song of praise? On your desk lies a half-finished letter. Doubt flutters. Who am I to send these words? Then God's glow appears behind the paper. Go, speak my truth, echoing Philippians 4:13. Whose life might be changed by your courage. You seal the envelope, trusting that vulnerability carries the power of grace. Who will open their heart when they read your words? Night's final hush surrounds you. A single candle flickers dimly on your windowsill, holding darkness at bay. My light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it, John 1:5. In whose life might you become a light this week? You blow out the flame yet, feel its warmth linger. How will you carry that spark into tomorrow's sunrise? As you close your eyes, memories of the day's echoes replay. Sunbeam, fern, sparrow, water, hymn, all stitched together by a single thread of grace. What pattern emerges in your own story? Before sleep, you whisper, "Speak to me in tomorrow's light." God's presence lingers like embers, waiting to ignite new revelations. In the hush between waking and dreaming, you sense a promise unfurling. Even the smallest echo can become a chorus of hope. When morning comes again, will you listen for the echoes in your everyday? God has already spoken through light, life, and the rhythm of grace. What will your heart answer?